attention to Imo State, where the National Commission for Refugees, Migrants and Internally Displaced Persons has concluded plans for the training of refugees, migrants and internally displaced persons on skills acquisition. Federal Commissioner Tijani Ahmed stated this during an inspection of facilities for the training at Nso in Ehimembano Council area. Senior reporter Prince Uba has details and will return with business news.
According to UN Refugee Agency, Nigeria is home for over 85,000 refugees and asylum seekers. About 3.3 million people are living in internally displaced camps as a result of conflict and violence at the end of 2023. The country is still rated among the 10 countries with the largest number of IDPs globally.
Let's check what he has done.
Worried by this increasing trend, the federal government is making efforts to begin training of these vulnerable people in acquiring skills to reduce unemployment. The National Commissioner for Refugees, Migrants and Internally Displaced Persons and his team are here on an inspection of this facility located inside the National Open University of Nigeria Study Center at Nso, Ehimembano local government area of Imo State.
We in the National Commission for Refugees, Migrants and Internally Displaced Persons, we have what we call arrangement for the preparation of our concerned people in order to provide for them training of different trades. Here we are today.
Federal Commissioner with his team is satisfied with the facilities as they believe the training will add value to the vulnerable persons, lifting them out of poverty.
We have gone around the building. It is okay for our use. It is okay for what we intend to do, because in the buildings you can have a lot of laboratories where not only the peoples of concern, including the students around this area, will make use of it.
More than 75% of our population is under 30 years. So majority, that means more than 75% of our displaced persons, refugees, more than 75% of them, they are also under 30 years. So the thing is, the Federal Commissioner is saying his headache is to make sure that those people are trained.
As Nigeria continues to grapple with economic challenges, such skills acquisition, if harnessed, will help to take care of such vulnerable individuals in the country. Prince Uba, TVC News, Ehimembano.
It is evidence that Nigeria has been on a societal slide and seated on a time bomb. And now they want to turn Biafra land to their refugee camp. I welcome the Prime Minister to the stage as he addresses the recent happenings that seeks the attention of the Biafran government. Prime Minister, His Excellency Mazi Simon Ekpa, the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Biafra, welcome to the stage, sir.
Greetings, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, depending on where you're listening from, fellow Biafrans all over the world. I welcome every one of you to this emergency space this afternoon from our location. Good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen of the press that are listening from your various locations. Whenever the need arises for us to address the Biafra people and keep them informed on the current affairs as the Biafra liberation, the declaration of the restoration of independence state of Biafra comes close and closer. Today, I have come to this space to once again give a warning to the Nigeria terrorist state and the representative in Biafra land who want to turn Biafra land into refugee and IDP camp, to understand that for the fact that the Biafra government has sacrificed everything to make Biafra land a peaceful, secured place in the entire Niger area, does not give them the audacity to begin to import terrorists because they have failed to use them, those of them in the military and police, to infiltrate our land, as the Biafra Liberation Army the Biafra resistance fighters are engaging them head on. Today, Biafra land has become the most safest place in Niger area. And these people who have not provided enabling environment for our people, they have castigated every effort of the Biafra government. They have used propaganda to pilot how Biafra land is not safe, how insecurity is everywhere. And today, we have seen the reality on ground that Biafra land is the only place where they see that is a secure place for them to import internally displaced so-called people from the northern Nigeria into Biafra land. I have come this afternoon to inform them that Biafra land is not yet secured for any refugee, for any IDP camp from northern Nigeria or from anywhere else. We have not secured our land. Our land will become secured only when Biafra have a total control on Biafra territory, and of course when we have regained our independence and control our land without any infiltrator from the Nigeria terrorist army and police. Then, it is only then Biafra land will become safe for refugees. For now, anybody coming to Biafra land, your security is not guaranteed. Wherever you are going to stay in Imo State, in Abia State, in Enugu State, or any part of Biafra land, as long as we are still under Nigeria, where Nigeria continue to perpetrate these crimes against the people, indigenous people, you are not safe in Biafra land. And so, I am warning on behalf of the Biafra government, whoever that is involved in pushing the so-called internally displaced people, which are terrorists, as far as we are concerned, we can never trust anything from Nigeria. So northern Nigeria has been overrun by terrorists sponsored by the Nigeria state for only one agenda called Islamic agenda. And today, people are being moved from northern Nigeria to Biafra land that they hate with passion. And as they are moving them from the ancestral land to Biafra land, according to them, remember that strangers have already occupied their land. Ask yourself, who are those occupying the land of the people that today have found or are looking for a safe haven in Biafra land? That Biafra land they say Ekpa is destroying. That Biafra land they told you that Biafra army have destroyed. That Biafra land they told you that Ekpa is bringing insecurity. They have found safe haven and security in that same Biafra land. What is that? What does that tell you? Tells you that we have defeated Nigeria. It tells you that the Biafra government have succeeded in making Biafra land the only secure place in the entire Nigeria area. And the only agenda and the only motive they have is to continue to push for the destruction of Biafra land. Since they have not succeeded in using their military uniform and police to destroy our land, they now want to use the people they called internally displaced. There are places in Yoruba land. There are enough land in Yoruba land. There are enough land in Lagos. Lagos is secured. We are calling on them. The so-called president today is from Yoruba land. So Yoruba land is secured. They must move these people to Yoruba land or to other parts of Nigeria where they believe they have control over. Because Biafra land is not safe for them. I am telling you the fact. We can never guarantee any security of anybody from northern Nigeria in the name of coming to seek refugee. It is not yet time for you to come to Biafra land to seek refuge. We will grant you refugee. We will grant you asylum in accordance with international law. We will give you asylum protection only and only when Biafra become an independent state. At this point, we are in the state of war with the Nigeria terrorist state. Just the reason why they have chased you out of your ancestral land is the reason men have risen up in Biafra land and they are armed. All of you from northern Nigeria that are looking for safe haven in Biafra land, I want to inform you that our men are paying the price that will make our women not to leave their ancestral land and move to IDP camp. Men are dying for it. And for that reason, it is not yet time for us to allow anybody or any infiltrator from any part of Nigeria or from any part of the world to come to our land and live freely while people are dying and fighting the same government that has made your life miserable in your own country and your own nation and your own state. This particular emergency space today is to call the attention of whoever that is involved in this threat against Biafra people to understand that we will resist you in the morning, we will resist you in the afternoon, we will resist you in the night. And that facility that they say is a place where they are going to be staying and learn, I am telling you the fact, it is going to raise down. We will raise it down. You will come back to Biafra land when we have become an independent state, recognized by the United Nations. We are not going to be distracted by this shambolic love that these invaders and enablers in our land are trying to show. They never love you. I want those who have actually been deceived by their propaganda that Simon Ekpa is destroying Biafra land to ask yourself question. Is it not the same Biafra land Simon Ekpa is destroying that they want to now, that they have found to be the only safest place for people in the northern Nigeria, displaced people in northern Nigeria to come and live? It is not going to be possible. We are not going to say that we will not accept refugees when the time comes, but I'm just telling you today that now is not the right time for any person to come to Biafra land in the name of refugee. We do not have that particular atmosphere. We do not have that particular conducive environment. We do not have that secured environment for you who have been displaced in northern Nigeria to come with your hate and your terrorism to our land at this point. It is not going to be accepted by us, and we are going to resist it. So what I'm trying to say today is that those coming to Biafra land, your security of life and property will never ever be guaranteed. Not by the Nigeria state, not by the Biafra government. You're on your own. And whatever you see, you take. Do not blame anybody. This warning goes to whoever that is involved, the enablers in our land, Hope Uzodinma and his group, to understand that you know what we can do. And you know what we have been doing. If you think you are going to take this warning for granted, let them come. And the rest will be history. Thank you very much. I want everybody to ask very relevant questions, especially those who have been doubting our resolve in securing Biafra land. Today, your eyes should be open. That among all the states in Nigeria, it is the Biafra land that they say is insecure, Simon Ekpa have destroyed, is the only place they found secure to bring northern displaced people to have a refugee and have training in Biafra land. That is completely unacceptable. We are going to accept them when they have gone through our screening, which is going to be introduced by only Biafra government, and we are going to ascertain that the people coming are not terrorists. We will give them refugee status. We'll give them protection in accordance with international law. But at this point, anybody coming from northern Nigeria will be regarded as a terrorist. You never liked us. You hate us with impunity. And we will never ever accept you. So until Biafra become an independent state, we are in the state of war. And I hope you understand what is going on. So we urge those who are being deceived to understand that if you come to Biafra land, believe me, your security will never ever be guaranteed. And because we love human life, we respect life and dignity of people, and we want to put this warning ahead of time, because we are never going to sacrifice or compromise our own security for the security of anybody. The security of Biafra women and children is the utmost priority of the Biafra government. And we're not going to compromise that in order to be called good people or in order to be people to praise us or anything. No. We don't need your praise. We don't need your acknowledgement. Our only responsibility as a government of Biafra is to make sure that our women will not be looking for a place to go and seek refuge in the southern Nigeria, in Yoruba land, or in the northern Nigeria, or in Middle Belt. We will make sure our women will be protected in our land, in Biafra land, and we are not going to leave our ancestral land for anybody. That particular agenda has been achieved by the Biafra government using the Biafra Liberation Army resistance fighters and all Biafra armed group that has made it possible that our land is today a secure place for people to even think of coming to build any facility for training internally displaced people in the northern Nigeria. Isn't that a very awkward situation?
My people, you've heard from our Prime Minister. You've heard from the eloquent Prime Minister Emmanuel, we appreciate. And he has spoken the words of the Biafran people. Today, this afternoon, tonight, I wish to re-echo the words of our Prime Minister. I wish to let the whole world know that for the fact that we, the Biafrans, we are at war, we are fighting the enemy heads-on, it's a misnomer for the enemy to assume they can now use our own land. A land we are fighting, dying for to keep safe. The men and women of Biafra, we are fighting to keep the land of Biafra, to make it a safe haven. There is no way we will now allow the enemy who brought danger to the people, the enemy who came with Islamization of the people, the enemy who came to pillage, to steal the lands of the people, to turn around and those they have displaced in the north, they want to turn around and bring them to the eastern parts of that so-called Nigeria, known as our own country, Biafra. It's a misnomer. It doesn't make sense. That's the same government, they are destroying the lives and people in the north. You have created an IDP camp in the north. You have killed the Christians in the north. And the ones who are left, you want to bring them to Biafra land. While those who are occupying their land will not have the full right to claim ownership of the land of those you are sending down to Biafra land. I say that's a misnomer. What you should be doing is taking your military from Biafra land, taking them back to those areas where you have your IDP camp. Chase away the terrorists there and allow the people to go back to their land. That's how it's done. So today, I want to speak to the governor of the old Imo State, Governor Hope Uzodinma. I want him to know that he has bitten more than he could chew. Because the way he's going now, he's taking this thing to a new dimension. You see, sometimes when we speak about the new dimension, you've got the positive and the negative side of things. We knew how he got into power as a man who did an election from the fourth position, the Fuläni Caliphate. They made him number one. Somebody who came number 4 became number 1 in that Zoo Republic. And since then, he has vowed with blood and his life to carry on with the agenda of the caliphate. We are saying to the Tinubu government, what you are about to do will be the biggest mistake that will bring calamity upon that zoo called Nigeria. Because we are fighting in Biafra land to protect the land for our own people. Then after we now have our own independence coming from the 2nd of December, we shall then have an international, not even national, an international immigration policy where those coming to seek asylum, those coming as refuge and the rest of them, we shall have a biometric system where everyone's fingerprint will be thumbprinted and saved in data. That way we can tell who is who and which is which as they come through and through the land of Biafra. Yes, we know the name of Biafra means to come close, to come near, come abode, you are welcome. Yes, we are a welcome people, but we have learned from yesterdays. We have learned from our mistakes of yesteryears. Because we, the Biafrans, we are good people by nature. We believed in your so-called Nigeria. We went around the whole Nigeria. While your government and your people has given us nothing but hell. You've made the life of the Biafrans hell on earth. In your so-called government, the Biafrans have no so-called stakeholder to represent us. All we have in your so-called zoo government are criminals, henchmen, puppets that you have placed in deliberate positions. My fellow Biafrans, today we want to say those who are coming to Imo State, the door is still closed. Our borders are still closed because we are at war. My PM, I record your words. I believe in all what you've said. I second the authority you've laid down. And we are saying our men on ground, do not accept any foreigner. There is not a time for that. There is time for everything. And there's not a time to start discussing about refugees coming to the land of Biafra. Because the zoo government, they know the games they're playing. They are coming with the new techniques, a new ploy, a new strategy to find a way that those they have placed on IDP camp, they claim they are coming for an IT whatever. They showed you in the media news a building complex. They were showing you computers. And most of you assumed people coming all the way from the north, where they say Western education. They say Western education is a crime against humanity. A place where they don't even know how to speak English. A place where they cannot even communicate. Those that rule them, their governors, their ministers, and the rest of them can't even communicate in English. How will they come down to Biafra land and start using computers? Where will they stay? Where will they live? When they leave the north and come down to Biafra land? That's the question none of you are asking those idiots, those criminals that came on TV and were talking rubbish. They showed you a building complex filled with computers. But people coming all the way from the north to access that complex, where will they stay every day? Where will they live? Or are you telling me they will come all the way from the north down to Biafra land? They finish their class in a day and they take a lorry and go back to the north that same day? It makes no sense. It's a smokescreen to rehabilitate those guys in the land of Biafra. They know that we are fighting a just cause, and what they want to do is to tarnish the reputation of the Biafrans. So my Prime Minister, I'm with you on this one. We are saying this is not a time for anyone to come to the land of Biafra because we are at war. We have men fighting to protect the land of Biafra. What they are running away from their land, when they choose to be cowards to fight for their land in the north, this is the outcome. This is what you get when you choose to be a coward, when you choose to bury your head in shame, when you choose to arm your men, your people, your community. You'll be displaced into an IDP camp. And the same government that wants to bring those refugees to Biafra land, those same government, they have seen Biafra land to be a safe haven. But they are attacking those that have made Biafra the way it is. They are attacking our prime minister, they are attacking our government. They even went all the way to Kenya to kidnap our leader, Nnamdi Kanu. A man who foresaw this coming. And like the prophet of old, he told us they were coming, they were coming. to the Tinubu government, we are speaking to you today. We have declared to you to mind your territory, mind your country, and mind your business. Bringing anybody from the so-called IDP camps to the land of Biafra means you are crossing the borders of your territory and coming into a new nation. That's against the law, and that's not something our government is ready to go on with. So my fellow Biafrans, as we wrap this one up, I wish to re-echo the words of our Prime Minister that, yes, soon and very soon, when we have Biafra, we shall be open for business to the whole world. We shall be a welcoming country, a place like a safe haven where migrants can come through, where migrants can come and settle, where people, visitors can come for tourism and the rest of them. But we have learned from what happened 2,000 years ago, and we shall update our hospitality status. That anyone coming to look for a job in Biafra land, I hope we will be able to introduce the point-based system as it is done in Australia, where only the best, those with those grades, those with those qualities, those experience that we need, those with those technical know-how that we need in the land of Biafra, those job roles that are in deficit, we shall hopefully be able to lure people like that to Biafra land. That way, when they come and pass through the point-based system, it means they are coming to Biafra land to add value. That will be the new school of thought. You are welcome to Biafra to pay your own quota, to add value, to improve upon the economy of Biafra. Because so far, my people, we have been fighting gallantly to support and protect the land of Biafra. Our men and women have been fighting out there in the front line to protect the land of Biafra. When we get this freedom, whoever wants to come to the land of Biafra as a visitor, as a migrant, you will have to come under the fact that you are coming in to add value to Biafra land. You have to pay your own quota to the amazing country of Biafra. When that happens. So for now, we are not open yet for business. We are not ready for the so-called migrants and refugees from other countries to come in and impose their own law upon our people, upon our government. That will not be done, and that will not be tolerated. I rest my case. From me, from here, for now, I want to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. I remain yours truly, Biafra, Superstars Media. Thank you.
Yeah, check me out. Superstars Media. Lord Logan, let me turn Lord Logan, and it's why Flora show 1914 amalgamation is what we dying for. 3 nations to 1 nation, ever since annihilation. Nepotism is nonsense. You and you, clap your hands. Biafra gonna come, clap your hands. Biafra, Uzodinma, we're free now. Freedom is gonna come, we're free now. Yeah.